The bass from the Obsidian Lounge pounded through the October night like a heartbeat Austin couldn't control. Ashley Jefferson pressed deeper into the doorway of the shuttered pawn shop, her worn denim jacket doing nothing against the cold creeping down 6th Street, 26 years old. But her eyes looked ancient. Hunger had carved out her cheekbones. 3 years on these streets, and she still wouldn't beg. Her dark brown hair was pulled back tight, revealing a face that used to smile in sociology lectures before everything burned down. "You're blocking my view of the rats." A drunk businessman stumbled past, knocking her plastic water bottle into the gutter. Ashley watched it roll away. Didn't chase it. Wasn't worth the fight. What the businessman didn't see, what none of the designer suit crowd pouring out of the club could see, was that in exactly 12 seconds, 3 men in dark clothing would pull weapons from concealed holsters. The target would be Baek Gun Woo, the ghost of 6th Street, the most feared Korean Mafia boss between Houston and Dallas. His neck tattoos crawled like serpents up to his jawline. And the homeless black woman this businessman just shoved would make a choice that would fracture the entire Texas underworld. Because logic says a 130-pound woman with nothing to lose won't throw herself in front of 230 pounds of muscle and bullets for a stranger she's never met. But Ashley Jefferson stopped caring about logic the day her mother died in her arms, because they couldn't afford insulin. If this story grabs your soul, smash that like button. Share it with anyone who needs to remember that broken people can still be heroes. And subscribe, because Ashley's sacrifice is just the beginning. She's about to save a devil from death, never knowing that devil will turn the whole city upside down to protect her. The businessman stumbled away laughing. His cologne hung in the air like poison. Then everything moved fast. Ashley saw them. 3 shooters, closing in, hands reaching. Gun Woo surrounded by bodyguards but exposed for 1 fatal second. Her body moved before her brain could stop it. She launched from the doorway, crashed into him, felt fire tear through her shoulder, then her stomach. The concrete slammed into her back. Above her, Gun Woo's face. Shock, rage, something else she couldn't name. Blood pooled warm beneath her. And the ghost of 6th Street, a man who trusted no one, stared down at the stranger who just paid a price without naming a cost. Before we start, I want you to do one thing. Imagine being invisible. Until the moment you decide to matter. If you believe stories can change the way we see the world, hit subscribe now and listen closely. Because this isn't just a story about crime. It's about what happens when the wrong person survives, and the right person refuses to die. Now, let's continue with the story. Ashley hit the ground hard. The concrete slammed into her back like a hammer. Pain exploded through her shoulder, then her stomach. She couldn't breathe. Above her, Gun Woo's face. His eyes were wide, shocked. Around them, chaos erupted. Gunshots cracked through the air like fireworks. Gun Woo's bodyguards moved fast. They pulled weapons, returned fire. People screamed. The crowd scattered. 3 bodies dropped to the pavement. The shooters, dead before they hit the ground. But Ashley barely registered any of it. Her vision blurred. Blood soaked through her jacket. Warm, sticky, too much blood. Gun Woo knelt beside her, his hands pressed against her stomach, trying to stop the bleeding. "Why?" His voice was rough, confused. "Why did you do that?" Ashley tried to answer. Her lips moved. Nothing came out. "Boss, we need to move." One of the bodyguards grabbed Gun Woo's arm. "Police are coming." Gun Woo didn't move. He stared at Ashley like she was a puzzle he couldn't solve. "Boss." Gun Woo made a decision. Fast. "Get the car. Now. We should leave her." I said, "Get the car." The bodyguard ran. 30 seconds later, a black SUV screeched to a stop beside them. Gun Woo lifted Ashley like she weighed nothing, carried her to the vehicle. Blood dripped onto the leather seats. "Drive," Gun Woo ordered. They didn't go to a hospital. They went to his compound. A fortress on the outskirts of Austin. High walls, armed guards, cameras everywhere. Gun Woo carried Ashley through the front entrance, down a hallway, into a medical room that looked like a real hospital. A doctor was already waiting. A woman in scrubs. She didn't ask questions, just got to work. 2 gunshot wounds, the doctor said, cutting away Ashley's jacket. Shoulder and abdomen. She's losing blood fast. Gun Woo stepped back. Let the medical team work. But he didn't leave. He stood against the wall, arms crossed, watching. "Sir, You should go, the doctor said. This will take hours. Gun Woo didn't respond. Hours passed. The surgeons removed the bullets, stitched her up, gave her blood, stabilized her. Ashley survived. Barely. Gun Woo finally left the medical room, walked to his office, sat down at his desk. He pulled up the surveillance footage from outside the club, watched it once, then again, and again, frame by frame. There, Ashley in the doorway, watching. There, the shooters moving into position. There, Ashley launching herself forward. No hesitation. Gun Woo rewound it. Watched her face in that split second before impact. She wasn't scared. She was determined. This woman had nothing. No home. No money. No reason to care if he lived or died. But she threw herself in front of bullets for him anyway. Gun Woo leaned back in his chair. In his world, everyone had a price. Everyone wanted something. But this woman? She didn't even know who he was. And that terrified him more than the assassination attempt ever could. Ashley woke up in silk sheets. Her first thought, this isn't heaven. Her second thought, where the hell am I? She tried to sit up. Pain ripped through her shoulder and stomach. She gasped, fell back against the pillows. The room was massive. King-sized bed, expensive furniture, artwork on the walls. But the windows were wrong. Too thick. Reinforced glass. And beyond them, she could see guards pacing outside. Her heart started racing. This wasn't a hospital. This was a prison. The door opened. Gun Woo walked in. Black suit, perfect posture. His face was cold, unreadable. Behind him, 2 bodyguards, armed. Ashley's throat went dry. You're awake, Gun Woo said. Not a question. A statement. He pulled a chair close to the bed, sat down, leaned forward. Let's talk. Ashley tried to speak. Her voice came out raspy. Where am I? My compound. You've been here 3 days. 3 days. Ashley's mind raced. She remembered the shooting, the pain. Nothing after that. Gun Woo's eyes never left her face. Who sent you? What? Which organization do you work for? His voice was calm. Too calm. The Russians? The Colombians? One of the Houston crews? Ashley stared at him. I don't work for anyone. Gun Woo didn't blink. Everyone works for someone. I'm homeless, Ashley said. The word tasted bitter. I sleep in doorways. I don't work for anyone. Then why? Gun Woo leaned closer. Why did you shield me? Ashley met his eyes. I didn't do it for you. Silence. Gun Woo's jaw tightened. Then who? I did it because I'm tired. Ashley's voice cracked. I'm tired of watching people get murdered on streets I used to call home. I'm tired of blood on sidewalks. I'm tired of pretending it's normal. Gun Woo studied her, looking for the lie. He didn't find one. I want to leave, Ashley said. No, you can't keep me here. Gun Woo stood, buttoned his jacket. Until I know you're not a threat, you stay. I saved your life. Or, you're part of a longer game. Gun Woo walked toward the door. Either way, you're a security risk. You stay until I know who you really are. I told you who I am. Gun Woo paused at the door. Looked back. Everyone lies, Miss Jefferson. It's just a matter of discovering why. He left. The door clicked shut. Ashley heard the lock turn. She was alone. She looked around the room again. Really looked this time. The windows were reinforced. But what about the air vents? The door was locked. But there had to be another way out. Ashley pushed herself up, ignoring the pain. Started examining every corner of the room, because Gun Woo made one mistake. He thought she was helpless. But Ashley Jefferson had survived 3 years on the streets. She knew how to escape impossible situations. And this cage? It wouldn't hold her for long. James Park dropped a file on Gun Woo's desk. Found her, he said. Gun Woo opened it. Started reading. Ashley Marie Jefferson. Age 26. Born in Austin. University of Texas student until 2023. Then everything fell apart. Gun Woo kept reading. His expression didn't change. But his grip on the file tightened. Her family lived in East Austin, James said. A neighborhood called Rosewood Courts. In 2022, the city approved an urban renewal project, displaced over 200 families. Gun Woo looked up. Who pushed the project? Councilman Richard Voss. Gun Woo's jaw clenched. Voss. his political partner, the man who helped him launder money through real estate deals. There's more, James continued. Ashley's mother got sick, diabetes, couldn't afford insulin after they lost their housing, died in 2023. Ashley dropped out of school to take care of her. Been on the streets ever since. Gun Woo closed the file. Stood. Get her. 10 minutes later, Ashley was brought to his office. Still recovering, moving slow. But her eyes were sharp, angry. Gun Woo dismissed the guards. Waited until the door closed. Sit. I'll stand. Gun Woo picked up an envelope from his desk. Held it out. $50,000. Compensation for your injuries. And your circumstances. Ashley stared at the envelope, then at him. You think you can buy me? I'm trying to help you. Ashley laughed. No humor in it. Help me? You want to help me? She walked closer. Each step looked painful. But she didn't stop. Your partner, Councilman Voss, destroyed my family, kicked us out of our home. My mother died because we couldn't afford her medicine. And you, she pointed at him. You work with him. You help him get rich while people like me die in the streets. Gun Woo's voice stayed calm. I didn't know. You didn't care to know. Ashley's voice rose. You and Voss are the same. Two sides of the same coin. One breaks the law. One rewrites it. But you both destroy lives. Gun Woo slammed his hand on the desk. The sound echoed through the room. I am nothing like him. Really? Ashley stepped closer. How many people have you hurt to build this empire? How many families have you destroyed? You think your hands are clean because you follow some code? Silence. Gun Woo stared at her, his chest rising and falling. Angry, but also impressed. No one talked to him like this. No one dared. Get out, he said quietly. Gladly. Ashley turned toward the door. Not out of my office. Out of my compound. Ashley froze, turned back. Gun Woo's expression was unreadable. You're free to go. I'll have someone drive you wherever you want. Ashley didn't move. Why? Because you're right. Gun Woo picked up the file, looked at her photo. Voss destroyed your life, and I helped him do it to others. You don't owe me anything. He looked up, met her eyes. But now I owe you. Ashley walked to the door, her hand on the handle. Then she stopped. I'm not leaving, she said. Gun Woo's eyes narrowed. What? Ashley turned around, her expression hard as stone. I want the files. Every piece of evidence you have on Voss. Every illegal deal. Every dirty secret. Gun Woo studied her. Why? Because I'm done being a victim. Ashley's voice was ice. I'm going to destroy him, and you're going to help me. Ashley stayed, not as a prisoner, as a guest, but living in Gun Woo's compound meant witnessing his world up close, and she hated every second of it. Day 3. Ashley watched from the security office as Gun Woo's men dragged a beaten man across the courtyard. What did he do? She asked the guard beside her. Stole from the boss. So you beat him half to death? The guard shrugged. Could have been worse. Ashley's stomach turned. That night, Gun Woo found her in the library. She was reading, ignoring him. You've been avoiding me, he said. I've been watching you. Ashley didn't look up. Watching what you do, how you operate. And? You're exactly what I thought you were. Gun Woo poured himself a drink, which is a man who justifies cruelty by calling it business. Gun Woo's hand tightened around the glass. I didn't create this system. I just learned to survive in it. Ashley slammed her book shut. And in surviving, you perpetuate it. You become part of the machine that crushes people like me. People like you? Gun Woo's voice rose. You think you're better than me because you suffered? Because you chose to be homeless instead of compromising? Yes. Ashley stood, faced him. Because I didn't become a monster to survive. Gun Woo stepped closer. You think I'm a monster? I think you forgot you were human. Silence. Gun Woo drained his glass, turned away. 2 days later. Dinner. Gun Woo insisted they eat together. Some attempt at civility. Ashley sat across from him. Neither spoke. The TV in the corner played the news. City officials cleared the homeless encampment on 7th Street today. Over 100 people displaced. Ashley's fork clattered onto her plate. Her breathing got faster. Shallow. The room started spinning. Residents had nowhere to go. Ashley gripped the table, her knuckles white. Turn it off, Gun Woo said to the guard. The TV went dark, but Ashley couldn't breathe, couldn't stop seeing it. Her mother, the eviction notice, the cold nights, the hospital that turned them away. Ashley, Gun Woo's voice cut through the panic. Look at me. She couldn't. Ashley. She forced her eyes up. Met his. Breathe, Gun Woo said. Calm, steady. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Ashley tried. Failed. Tried again. Slowly, her breathing steadied. Gun Woo poured her water. Slid it across the table. I'm fine, Ashley whispered. You're not. I said I'm fine. Gun Woo sat back, studied her. You judge me for the violence I've normalized, but you've normalized your own trauma, convinced yourself that suffering makes you righteous. Ashley's eyes flashed. Don't analyze me. Why not? You analyze me every day. Ashley looked away. It's not the same. It is. Gun Woo leaned forward. We're both broken, just in different ways. Silence. Then Gun Woo spoke. Quieter now. I came to America at 19. Worked for a man named Kim. He taught me everything. How to survive. How to build power. I trusted him like a father. Gun Woo's jaw tightened. 3 years later, he tried to have me killed. Sold me out to a rival crew for a better deal. I survived, but 12 of my friends didn't. Ashley watched him. Really looked at him for the first time. I learned that day, Gun Woo continued, that loyalty is a fantasy, that everyone has a price, that trust gets you killed. So you became the thing that hurt you, Ashley said softly. I became what I had to be. They sat in silence. The weight of their pasts between them. We're never going to agree, Ashley finally said. No. Gun Woo stood. But maybe we can understand each other. He left the room. Ashley sat alone, thinking. Gun Woo wasn't just a monster. He was a person the world had broken, just like her. And that scared her more than anything. Because if she could understand him, if she could see the human beneath the violence, then maybe her black and white view of the world wasn't as clear as she thought. And if that was true, then what did that make her? Someone's coming to the compound today, the guard said. His name was Kevin. One of the younger guys. Actually talked to Ashley like she was human. Who? Ashley asked. Some politician. Boss does business with him sometimes. Ashley was in the security office. Kevin let her hang out there. Said it was better than being locked in her room all day. The monitors showed every angle of the compound. Front gate. Courtyard. Meeting rooms. A black town car pulled up to the entrance. Kevin leaned forward. That's him. The car door opened. A man stepped out. Gray suit, perfect hair, politician smile. Ashley's blood went cold. She knew that face. She'd seen it on the news. On campaign posters. In her nightmares. Richard Voss. The man who destroyed her family. Ashley stood so fast her chair fell backward. Where's the meeting? Her voice shook. Conference room. But you can't. Ashley was already moving. Out of the security office. Down the hallway. Kevin ran after her. Ashley, stop. She didn't stop. She reached the conference room. Grabbed the door handle. A hand caught her wrist. Gun Woo. He'd appeared out of nowhere. His grip was iron. Let go. Ashley hissed. No. That's him. Tears burned in her eyes. That's Voss. The man who killed my mother. Let me go. Gun Woo pulled her away from the door. Down the hall. Into an empty room. He shut the door. Locked it. Ashley lunged at him. Fists swinging. Gun Woo caught her wrists. Held them. Let her fight until the rage burned itself out. Ashley collapsed against the wall. Sobbing. I need to see him, she whispered. I need him to see me. Not like this. Then when? Gun Woo said nothing. An hour passed. Maybe 2. Finally, Gun Woo opened the door. He's gone. Ashley followed him to his office. Numb. Gun Woo pulled out files. Spread them across his desk. You wanted to know about my partnership with Voss, he said. Here it is. Ashley looked at the documents. Real estate deals, rezoning applications, development contracts, all legal on paper, all devastating in reality. East Riverside, Ashley read aloud. That's a neighborhood. Low-income families, immigrants, people just trying to survive. Voss got the city to approve rezoning, Gun Woo explained. Luxury condos. The residents will be forced out. When? Construction starts in 3 months. Ashley's hands shook. This is exactly what he did to my neighborhood, to my family. She looked up at Gun Woo. You're helping him do it again. Gun Woo's expression was stone. It's business. It's murder. Ashley slammed her hand on the desk. Maybe not with guns, but you're still killing people, destroying lives, just slower. I didn't create the system. Stop hiding behind that. Ashley's voice cracked. You have a choice. You can walk away from this deal and lose millions and credibility and what? Your soul? Ashley stepped closer. You told me everyone has a price. What's yours? How much money is worth destroying another community? Gun Woo stared at her. Silent. You respected me for saving your life, Ashley said quietly. For doing something that didn't benefit me. Prove you're capable of the same thing. Pull out of this deal. It's not that simple. It is that simple. You just don't want it to be. Gun Woo turned away, looked out the window. Ashley waited. Seconds stretched into minutes. I'll think about it, Gun Woo finally said. Ashley's eyes widened. What? I said I'll think about it. Gun Woo faced her. His expression was complicated, conflicted. I'm not promising anything, but I'll consider it. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no. For the first time in years, Gun Woo was questioning his own decisions, and that terrified him, because doubt was weakness, and weakness got you killed. But as he watched Ashley leave his office, something else stirred in his chest, something he hadn't felt since before his mentor's betrayal. Hope. And in Gun Woo's world, hope was the most dangerous thing of all. It was 2:47 a.m. Gun Woo's phone exploded with calls. He answered the first one. His face went dark. When? A pause. How many dead? He was out of bed in seconds, getting dressed. Ashley heard the commotion from her room, came into the hallway. What's happening? Stay inside. Gun Woo's voice was sharp. Lock your door. Don't come out until I say. Gun Woo. Now Ashley. He was gone. The compound erupted into chaos. Men running, engines roaring, guns being loaded. Ashley watched from her window as Gun Woo's convoy tore through the front gate. Something bad was happening. She found Kevin in the hallway. He looked scared. 3 locations hit tonight, he said. The warehouse on 5th, the casino on Lamar, the shipping dock by the river, all at once. Who? Russians. Petrov's crew. Ashley's stomach dropped. Is Gun Woo going to be okay? I don't know. An hour passed. Then 2. Ashley couldn't sleep. Couldn't sit still. She wandered the compound. Most of the guards were gone. Only a skeleton crew remained. She passed Gun Woo's office. The door was slightly open. Ashley hesitated, then pushed it wider. The room was dark. Empty. She shouldn't go in. She knew that. But her feet moved anyway. Gun Woo's desk was covered in files, documents, contracts. Ashley's hands trembled as she opened the first folder. Real estate transactions, all involving Voss. She opened another. Bank records, money transfers, offshore accounts. Another. Photographs. Voss meeting with developers. Envelopes of cash changing hands. Ashley's heart raced. This was it. 10 years of corruption. All documented. All here. Enough evidence to destroy Voss completely. She could take it. Right now. Walk out. Give it to the media. To the police. Anyone. This was what she wanted. What she came here for. Her hand reached for the files. Then stopped. If she took these and ran, Gun Woo would never trust her again. He might even come after her. But if she waited, if she asked him for help, if she trusted him, Ashley had never trusted anyone since her mother died. Trust got you hurt, abandoned, destroyed. But Gun Woo had kept his word so far. He'd let her stay. He'd considered pulling out of the deal. He'd shown her mercy when he didn't have to. Ashley looked at the files. At the door. At the files again. Her mind screamed at her to run. But something deeper, something she didn't want to name, told her to stay. She closed the folders, arranged them exactly as she'd found them. Then she sat in the chair across from Gun Woo's desk and waited. At 4:23 a.m., the front gates opened. Gun Woo's convoy returned. Fewer vehicles than had left. Ashley heard his footsteps in the hallway. Heavy, tired. The office door opened. Gun Woo froze when he saw her. His suit was torn. Blood on his collar. Not his. she hoped. What are you doing in here? His voice was exhausted. Ashley stood. I found the files. The evidence on Voss. Gun Woo's expression went cold. Dangerous. And I didn't take them. Ashley's voice was steady. I waited for you. Because I want your help. Not to steal from you. Silence. Gun Woo stared at her. Like he was seeing her for the first time. You could have run, he finally said. I know. Why didn't you? Ashley met his eyes. Because maybe I'm tired of running. Gun Woo walked to his desk. Looked at the files. Untouched. He picked up his phone. Made a call. James, I need you in my office. Now. He hung up. Looked at Ashley. If we do this, if I help you destroy Voss, it will start a war. I know. People will die. I know. And you're okay with that? Ashley's jaw tightened. Voss has been killing people for years. Just slowly. Through poverty. Through displacement. Someone needs to stop him. Gun Woo nodded slowly. The door opened. James Park walked in. He saw Ashley. His expression flickered. Just for a second. Something Gun Woo noticed. Something that made his eyes narrow. We have a problem, Gun Woo said. But he wasn't looking at the files. He was looking at James. And suddenly, Ashley realized the night's attacks weren't random. Someone had betrayed them. And that someone was standing right in this room. Gun Woo stared at James. James stared back, confused. Boss? What problem? Gun Woo's phone buzzed. He glanced at it. His expression changed. Get out, he said to James. But you just called me. I said get out. James hesitated, then left. The door closed. Ashley exhaled. What was that about? Nothing. Gun Woo's voice was tight. We'll discuss it later. He sat behind his desk, looked exhausted. You said you want the files on Voss, Gun Woo said. Yes. In exchange for what? Ashley stepped forward. I'll tell you everything I know about community organizing, about which of your operations hurt people the most, about how to run your business without destroying lives. Gun Woo almost smiled. You think you can teach me how to run my empire? I think you're smart enough to know that what you're doing isn't sustainable. The Petrov attack proved that. You have enemies everywhere. Maybe it's time to make some allies instead. Gun Woo leaned back, studying her. Interesting proposition. So you'll help me? On one condition, Gun Woo stood. You have to see my world first. Really see it. Before you judge everything I do. I've seen enough. No. You've seen the violence, the ugly parts, but you haven't seen the whole picture. Ashley crossed her arms. Fine. Show me. The next morning, Gun Woo took her out. First stop. A restaurant in North Austin. Korean barbecue place. Inside, families were eating, laughing, kids running around. I own this building, Gun Woo said. The owner is an immigrant from Seoul. Came here with nothing. Couldn't get a loan from any bank. I gave him the money to start this place. Ashley watched the families. You're not doing it out of kindness. No, he pays me back with interest. But without me, this restaurant wouldn't exist. These jobs wouldn't exist. Next stop, a grocery store. Small, busy. The owner is from Mexico, Gun Woo explained. ICE was harassing his customers. Police wouldn't help, so I put a word out anyone messes with his customers. They answer to me. Ashley frowned. You're providing protection. The police won't. Someone has to. Third stop, a warehouse. Legal operation, shipping and logistics. Inside, dozens of workers were loading trucks. Most of them looked like immigrants. 32 employees, Gun Woo said. All documented now. But many came here illegally. No one else would hire them. I did. Help them get papers. Legal status. Ashley watched the workers. They looked happy, safe. You're cherry-picking, she said, showing me the good parts. I'm showing you the complexity. Gun Woo turned to her. You think I'm a monster. Maybe I am, but I'm also keeping people alive, protecting communities, the system abandoned. Ashley's certainty wavered. She'd spent years seeing the world in black and white. Good people, bad people. But Gun Woo was both. He hurt people, but he also helped them. He broke laws, but he also protected the vulnerable. This doesn't erase the harm you cause, Ashley said quietly. I know. Gun Woo's voice was honest. But it's not as simple as you want it to be. They drove back to the compound in silence. Ashley's head was spinning. Her neat moral categories were collapsing. They pulled through the gate. Kevin was waiting. He looked panicked. "Boss, we have a problem." "What now?" "Someone leaked information to Councilman Voss." Gun Woo's jaw tightened. "What information?" Kevin glanced at Ashley. "About her. That she's here. Alive. Staying with you." Ashley's blood went cold. Gun Woo's phone rang. He answered. "Councilman." His voice was controlled. Dangerous. Ashley couldn't hear the other side. But she watched Gun Woo's face. His expression got darker with every word. "I understand," Gun Woo finally said. "We'll discuss it." He hung up. Looked at Ashley. "Voss wants you dead," Gun Woo said flatly. "He's threatening to expose our partnership to federal investigators, unless I eliminate you within 48 hours. Ashley's legs felt weak. "What are you going to do?" Gun Woo was silent. The seconds stretched. "I don't know," he finally admitted. And for the first time since Ashley met him, Gun Woo looked genuinely uncertain, like he was standing at a crossroads, and whatever choice he made would change everything. James found Ashley in the courtyard. She was sitting alone, thinking about Voss's ultimatum. "Hey," James said softly. "You okay?" Ashley looked up. "Does it matter?" James sat beside her. "I heard what Voss said, about wanting you dead." "Yeah, so did everyone else." Gun Woo's trying to figure out what to do. James paused. "But I don't think he'll choose you over his empire." Ashley's chest tightened. "I know. I can help you." Ashley turned to him. "What?" "I can get you out of here. Tonight. With the Voss files." James looked around, making sure no one was listening. "I'm tired of Gun Woo's methods. The violence. The compromises. You're right about him." Ashley's instincts screamed warning, but she was desperate. "Why would you help me?" "Because someone should." James met her eyes. "Not everyone here is a monster." Ashley hesitated. "When?" "Midnight. Back gate. I'll have a car ready. And the files." James left. Ashley sat there, heart pounding. This could be her only chance. Midnight came. Ashley slipped out of her room, made her way to the back gate. James was waiting, just like he promised. "Ready?" he asked. Ashley nodded. They got in the car, drove through the gate, into the darkness. 10 minutes passed. "Where are we going?" Ashley asked. "Safe house. We'll lay low until—" James's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, smiled. Something in that smile made Ashley's blood freeze. "James?" He didn't answer. The car pulled into an abandoned industrial area. Empty warehouses, no lights. Ashley reached for the door handle. Locked. "James, what's going on?" The car stopped. Men emerged from the shadows. Armed, Russian accents. Ashley's stomach dropped. "No." James got out, walked around to her door, opened it, grabbed her arm, dragged her out. "Sorry, Ashley." His voice was cold now. Empty. "Nothing personal." Ashley fought, kicked, screamed. A fist slammed into her face. Everything went dark. She woke up tied to a chair. Her head throbbed. Blood dripped from her nose. The warehouse was cold, dark, smelled like rust and decay. Footsteps echoed. 2 men walked into the light. Nikolai Petrov, tall, scarred, Russian Mafia boss, and Richard Voss, the man who destroyed her family. Ashley's heart nearly stopped. "Hello, Miss Jefferson." Voss's voice was smooth, polished. "You've caused quite a bit of trouble. Where's James?" Ashley's voice was hoarse. "Waiting outside." Petrov's accent was thick. "Good soldier. Been working for me for 2 years." 2 years. James had been betraying Gun Woo for 2 years. "Why?" Ashley asked. "Because Gun Woo is weak," James said, stepping into the light. "He's soft, sentimental. You proved that. He should have killed you the moment you woke up. Instead, he kept you, protected you. That's not a leader, that's a liability." Voss chuckled. "James will take over Gun Woo's operations. Petrov gets the territory. And he leaned closer to Ashley. "I eliminate my last loose end." Ashley spat blood at his feet. "You killed my mother." "I did no such thing." Voss's smile was cruel. "Your mother died because she was poor, because she was weak. I simply facilitated progress. Ashley lunged against the restraints. The chair scraped against concrete. Voss laughed, stepped back. Kill her, he said to Petrov. Make it look like Gun Woo did it. That will give us the final justification we need. Petrov pulled out a gun. Ashley's mind raced. She had one shot. One chance. You're going to betray each other, she said quickly. Petrov paused. What? Voss is going to turn on you the moment he doesn't need you. And James, she looked at him. You really think Petrov will let you keep Gun Woo's territory? He's using you to weaken Gun Woo. Then he'll take everything for himself. Silence. She's trying to manipulate us, Voss said, but his voice was less certain. Is she? Petrov looked at Voss. We have agreed to partnership, but you are politician. Politicians lie. Don't be ridiculous. And you, James, Ashley pressed. You think Voss will protect you? He destroys everyone he works with. Ask my mother. Oh wait, you can't. Because he killed her. James's expression flickered. Enough. Voss's voice was sharp. Kill her now. Petrov raised the gun. Ashley closed her eyes. Then, an explosion rocked the warehouse. The front doors blew inward. Gunfire erupted. Ashley hit the ground, still tied to the chair. Through the smoke and chaos, she saw him, Gun Woo, and he'd brought an army. The warehouse became hell. Bullets tore through metal, shattered glass, ripped through flesh. Gun Woo moved like death itself, cold, precise, unstoppable. His men followed, spreading through the warehouse, taking down Petrov's soldiers one by one. The cost was brutal. Bodies fell on both sides. Gun Woo didn't care. He only had one goal. Find Ashley. Petrov grabbed Voss. We leave. Now. They ran toward the back exit. James tried to follow. Gun Woo appeared in front of him. Boss, James started. Gun Woo shot him. Center mass. James dropped, eyes wide with shock. You were my brother, Gun Woo said quietly. Then he stepped over the body and kept moving. Ashley had worked the ropes loose during the chaos. Her wrists were bleeding, raw, but she was free. She stumbled to her feet, saw Voss ahead, running. Something inside her snapped. She grabbed a gun from a dead soldier, chased after him. Voss! He turned, saw her. His face went pale. He raised his own gun, hands shaking. Don't, he said. Don't do this. Ashley kept walking, gun raised. You destroyed my family. Her voice was steady. You killed my mother, ruined hundreds of lives. I was just doing my job. Your job was serving people. Instead, you sold them, like they were nothing. Voss backed against a wall, nowhere left to run. Gun Woo appeared behind Ashley, his weapon drawn. I'll do it, he said. You don't have to. Ashley didn't lower her gun. This isn't your burden. It's mine. Ashley, he destroyed my life. Not yours. She looked at Gun Woo. If I want to be different, if I want to break this cycle, I have to own my choices. She turned back to Voss. This isn't revenge, she said. This is justice. She fired. The bullet hit Voss's shoulder. He screamed, fell. Ashley lowered the gun, pulled out her phone, dialed 911. I need an ambulance, she said calmly. Industrial District. Warehouse 7. Man with a gunshot wound. He's a corrupt city councilman, and I have evidence of everything he's done. She hung up. Gun Woo stared at her. You could have killed him. I know. Ashley's hands shook. But then I'd be just like him, just like all of you. I want him to face trial, to answer for what he did, publicly. Sirens wailed in the distance. We need to leave, Gun Woo said. They ran. Outside, the battle was over. Gun Woo's men were loading wounded into vehicles. So many bodies. Kevin was gone, and 8 others Ashley had known. A third of Gun Woo's force, dead. All because he chose to save one person. Petrov had escaped in the chaos, but his operation was shattered. They drove back to the compound in silence. Ashley stared at her hands, still shaking. She'd shot a man. Not killed him, but close. You okay? Gun Woo asked. No. Ashley's voice cracked. But I did what I had to do. Gun Woo nodded. That's all any of us can do. They reached the compound. Ambulances were already there, treating the wounded. Gun Woo turned to Ashley. You could have run. During the fight. You could have escaped. I know. Why didn't you? Ashley met his eyes. Because you came for me. When every tactical instinct said not to. You risked everything. I couldn't leave you there. I know. Ashley's voice was soft. And that changes everything. 6 months later, Ashley stood at a taco truck near the Colorado River. The Austin skyline glowed in the evening light. The water moved slow and steady. She'd changed. Hair cut shorter, clean clothes, a backpack full of textbooks instead of survival gear. Her GED certificate was framed in her tiny apartment. First step toward going back to school. She worked for a legal aid nonprofit now, helping families fight displacement. Using the evidence she'd gathered to expose corrupt officials one by one, Voss was in prison, awaiting trial. The case was national news. A black car pulled up. Gun Woo stepped out. Alone, no bodyguards. He'd changed too. Less sharp, less cold, still dangerous, but different. They'd agreed to meet here once a month. Neutral ground. Hey, Ashley said. Hey. They ordered tacos. Sat on a bench by the river. How's work? Gun Woo asked. Good. We saved 3 families from eviction this week. Ashley smiled. Your donation helped. Gun Woo had restructured everything. No more trafficking. No more hard drugs. Just protection and gambling. Legal, mostly. Not perfect, but better. You? Ashley asked. Quiet. Petrov's crew fell apart. No one's tried to move in yet. They ate in comfortable silence. I'm testifying tomorrow, Ashley said. At City Council. About corruption in real estate development. I know. Gun Woo looked at her. I'll be there. You don't have to. I want to. Ashley nodded. Understanding. They'd never be together. Not like that. Too much trauma. Too much history. But they'd saved each other in ways that mattered more than romance. You ever think about that night? Ashley asked. On 6th Street? Every day. Me too. Gun Woo stood. I should go. Yeah. He walked to his car. Paused. Ashley? Yeah? Thank you. For showing me I could choose to be better. Ashley's eyes watered. Thank you for proving people can change. Gun Woo drove away. Ashley watched the river. 6 months ago, she was homeless, broken, surviving. Now she was rebuilding. Not just herself, but her community. She wasn't perfect, still had nightmares, still struggled, but she was trying, and that mattered. The next day, Ashley testified. Anonymous voice, hidden face. Gun Woo sat in the back, watching, making sure she stayed safe. 2 broken people, 2 different paths, both choosing to be better than they were. Not redemption, not perfect, but hope. And sometimes, hope is enough. Ashley didn't set out to be a hero. She didn't want power. She didn't want revenge. She just wanted the world to stop crushing people who had nothing left to give. And somehow, by standing in front of a bullet on 6th Street, she forced a monster to look in the mirror and forced herself to decide what kind of person she wanted to be. So here's the question I want to leave you with. If you were Ashley, would you have pulled the trigger on Voss? Or would you have done what she did, let justice speak instead of revenge? If you enjoyed this story and want more powerful, cinematic stories like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. And before you go, tell me, where are you watching from? I love seeing how far these stories travel. I'll see you in the next one.